and thank you for attending our Next for Windows Equipment Business Management Software Overview and Demonstration today. My name is Jason Morton, and I'm the Business Development and Marketing Manager here at EBS, and I will be the presenter for today's software demonstration. Today, I have the demonstration broken down into two parts. The first part, I'll conduct a company overview, just a brief overview over EBS and what we offer. That should take about 5 to 7 minutes. And upon completion, I'll jump into the software aspect of it, and we'll finish out the demonstration with the software end of it. EBS, Company and Software Overview. The company overview. We consider ourselves to be the leading software developers of 360-degree enterprise business management software systems, serving all equipment industries. We were founded in 1964, actually the oldest in the industry, with corporate offices based in Houston, Texas. Everything takes place in Houston, Texas, whether if it's sales, marketing, software development, support, everything is based in Houston, Texas. So we consider ourselves to be a 100% US-based company. We have, in terms of development, for future development of our software, we have dealer-driven development, and we're in over 600 plus locations throughout North America. Dealer-driven development basically means that our dealers drive our development. We have monthly dealer engagement events, as well as, through our collaborative EBS users group, which I'll talk about a little bit later, provide that atmosphere to bring our development team to further our development. Our development team has well over 100 plus years of combined experience, and plus we offer all of our customers with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, live industry-trained technical support. And that is very important, in addition to having an easy-to-use, reliable software, is the support aspect of it. All right, our business management system, we call it Next for Windows. It's a real-time, fully drillable, easy-to-use software system. It's delivered both as an in-house, on-site system or a cloud-based system, your choice. Both systems work the same, whether if it's in-house or cloud. Some areas of the software, include financial accounting and full reporting capabilities, purchasing control area, parts and inventory, parts and equipment inventory, service and warranty, full service dispatching automation, transportation management, rental and fleet. And in addition to our software package, we have a complementary set of mobile and web applications. Support. When it comes to support, we consider ourselves to be industry experts, because not only do we have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, live industry-trained technical support professionals, but all of our support professionals are all based in Houston, Texas, Central Time, and you can reach them 24 hours a day. In terms of a tracking system, we utilize a tracking system called Footprints, and that's a full web-based support call system. So you can log a call in from your location using Footprints, or you can call in and we'll log the call on you, but it's a fully traceable system from start to finish. In terms of support personnel, we have 8 full-time support personnel divided up into three levels of support. We have 4 full-time developers on site, and we also have provide a manufacturer price update file support. And on top of that, since most dealerships are different, we do have the ability to provide custom programming and integration capabilities, not only for your dealership, but also directly integrate into the manufacturers. And we have many of those integrations depending on the type of manufacturer you represent. Users group. We have a very interactive, collaborative users group, very heavily involved in our software development and implementation process here, testing. They test some of our new development for us before we massively send it out. About our users group, over 90% of EBS customers are members. It's a collaborative group of EBS users group. It's a completely separate corporation from EBS, and it and this users group also has the source code agreement. It's a great group for internet. It has a great internet based knowledge forum, which provides the ability to share and communicate amongst other dealers throughout the United States and the world. In terms of meetings, the group meets annually the third week of April, and actually this year they are meeting in New Orleans in the next couple weeks. Industry serve. We serve distributors, dealers, and rental companies across all heavy equipment industries, whether if it's material handling, construction, agriculture, cranes, anything heavy equipment across those levels, we service. And from here, I'm going to jump into the software aspect of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and enter my username and password. And click OK. Now, when I enter my username and password, what happens is it determines on the top of the screens the types of menus that I have access to, the menus within the system. You have what your quick access toolbars underneath the menu screens, and then you also have your favorite screens. Each individual user can set up their own favorite screens according to how they would like. The first area I'm going to start off with at the top left is order entry. Order entry, you can create an order, rental pickup. It also has a cash drawer feature, which basically acts as a cash register. Will allow you to process credit cards within the system. When you process a credit card, we do not save your customer's information on our system. We actually save it as tokens. And when we process a credit card through our system, it actually sends level 3 data over to the credit card processor, which guarantees the lowest possible rate. And another reason is our system is 100% PCI compliant with storing the token aspect and not storing your customer's information. Okay, so I'm going to click on create an order. So when placing the order in the system, you can pretty much create an order anywhere in the system by just this one screen. You can create the order type is you can create a sale, a return, or a quote. Like I said, for just about everything into the system, you can, if you have a service level assigned to a customer, that would pop up once you enter the customer information. You can actually create an order for parts, rental, equipment, miscellaneous, and we would also allow you to even quote labor as a counter sale, but for the most part, labor was handled under the service area. So I'm just going to populate a customer right here and kind of show you how it populates in the system. When you enter a customer number, the service plan, FAT Plus plan comes up, name and address, and then also the different parts, label, rental codes are on the bottom. Their payment terms and the rep that's assigned to that area. Next area of the software is our service area, work order headers, dispatch center, labor recap reports. But most everything in the service is driven through what we call Dispatch Central. And this is where you would find Dispatch Central, where the little toolbars are at. Now, Dispatch Central basically brings everything together on the customer. You can create a call to a customer, enter customer's information, the equipment identification, the type of equipment, the problem the customer's having. You can add it to dispatch, open work order and add to dispatch. So basically everything in equipment, dispatch log, PM history, parts and labor. So pretty much everything within Dispatch Central. Here on the bottom of when you click on the dispatch log, you can actually have your, search the different field jobs, the shop jobs, PM, other. You have a PM calendar right here where you click on it and the calendar comes up. I think I have something back in January, so I'm going to click on that, click load, and you can just double click on it and it's fully drillable. So I clicked on the 13th of January and I double click on it, and here under the PM PM master, you can reschedule a PM, skip a PM, assign a PM, enter the dates, and then update it as necessary. So that's your PM calendar within the dispatch log. So that's pretty much service. We'll go back to that in a minute, and I'll show you how to do a call. Next area is our inventory control. And the way we have this broken up is into parts and equipment. So under parts, you have your parts master, your branch parts master. You have your parts receipts, your various reports, your stock reports, EBO purchase orders, stock order purchase orders, van replenishment, and then van parts transferred. So everything that has to deal with parts would be in terms of inventory control is handled under the parts tab. Next area under inventory control is your equipment. We separate it between serialized equipment and unserialized equipment. We even have an equipment locator, which is a lot of our customers love using equipment locator. You can locate equipment within the system. We have, has your depreciation costing, on hand, on order inquiry, your equipment reports, your equipment status reports, inventory values, equipment sales reports, your rental fleet management, where you manage your whole fleet, is in the equipment area of the section. So basically that's parts and inventory under inventory control. Next area of the software is the accounting. So this is where your journal entries, your various different accounting reports, your general ledger is all under the accounting area, I'm sorry. Next area is accounts payable. You have your vendor master, where you can set up your vendors. You have your different AP reports, your check reconciliation, and then accounts payable allocations, and then your vouchers. You can set up your vouchers. Actually, and put your vouchers right here. All right, purchasing. Under the purchasing tab, you can have your everything in terms of purchasing you could do under the purchasing tab, with the exception of parts purchase orders. And for parts, you would have to go back, to under the inventory control, and you can create your emergency back order POs, your stock order POs, as well as your system stock order POs under the parts. But in this area, you can create your shop job purchase orders, general purchase orders, and then equipment purchase orders. But we ask you when you process an equipment purchase order, we ask you to go ahead and create a purchase order for that equipment, to go ahead and create the asset and ID, which will save you a couple of steps in the future, because we're all about saving you some steps and making everything easy to use. So when you do this, basically it goes into an order status, and when you receive the piece of equipment, it shows it as available unless you have already sold it. And if it's available, you can start tracking it immediately. So that is under the purchasing. Credit. You have your customer master, cash receipts, invoice. You can search for your invoices. You can actually email invoices out. Different AR reports, your accounts receivable aging reports, sales order aging reports, work order aging reports, everything that has to do with with the AR portion is going to be under the credit area. Marketing, sales and marketing area of the software, you have your client master, contacts master. We even have a CRM system, a very comprehensive, easy to use CRM system. You also have sales analysis reports, different reports where you can analyze the sales. Commissions, we have a sales rep commission control tab where you can set up different commission structures for sales report, for your salespeople, and then your reports, machine population report, and etc. Control files, this basically is everything that controls the entire system. Dealer controls, payment controls, form headers and notes, everything that that controls the system will be under the control files. Administration area. Your user management is under this area. You can create, this is where you create your users. You can, restrict or, restrict the user or add as much as you want, to how much of a user can use the software. You also have a feature called Table Reader, which I'm going to show you in a minute. This is a very powerful feature for pulling data out of the system. And what we'll do here is show you a sample of an AR detail. Yay. Okay. And then I'll enter the customer number here. And what I'm going to do, when you select, like I got the accounts receivable detail, and it pulls up all the different fields with the accounts receivable. But for demo purposes, I'm just going to select all the fields and click OK. And what it's doing right now, it populates everything that has to do with the AR fields that I've selected and puts them in categories. It's a total of 417 lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to go ahead and export it to Excel just to show you how the Excel process works. All right, so it pulled it into Excel, and everything you see here is now in a downloadable Excel file. All the categories and then everything under the category. So it gives you that information to pull up into an Excel format. And that's Table Reader. Next area of the software, I covered everything. And then appearance, I forgot appearance. You can actually change the appearance, the look of the software. We have a dark color, actually a darker view of the software. But me, I like to prefer the light view for some reason. All right, we have a comprehensive, I'm going to click over to the help area. And this is we have a very comprehensive help area. You can go through the help menu under the contents. You can do by index or by search. Search a keyword and then specific topics come up. Under the contents area, if you notice, we start out with order entry, service, inventory, all the way down to, control files, administration. We actually order it, put it in the proper order as you would up on the top screen. Like first one is order entry, 2 is service. So if you click here under order entry, it just expands out parts and service, and then you can just click into it to whatever you're looking for, and then just scroll down into the system, find a better one. Just scroll down and read it. We have a very detailed help file, easy to use help files if you get stumped somewhere in the software. Now, in terms of the quick access toolbars, we have a calendar where you can, have a calendar feature here where you can, if you double click on it, say that Tech 10 is out for the day and populates on the calendar. But this is, you can actually put your PMs in this calendar as well too. We have a warranty tracking system where you can track all your warranties, your warranty information. You can actually, if your manufacturer allows it, we can actually submit it electronically, your warranty claims directly to the manufacturer. And if your manufacturer also has the capability of, when you get paid or get credited, you could send that credit to you automatically as well too. So we have that that option to send everything electronically. But here's where you would keep track of all your warranties and your claims and everything pertaining to the warranty. Transportation management is the little fire engine. And basically this, or the truck, and this basically keeps track of everything that, in terms of transporting equipment, stuff like that. You have the option of delivering, pickup, transfer. You can select what carrier, if it's, your company truck, or if you have a specific carrier you use. And you would go through the whole process of and have the capability to dispatch it as well. The Green Hands, that's our CRM system. We have a very easy to use, robust CRM system, which I'm very pleased with being a salesperson. You can put your marketing contacts or your customer contacts into the system. Your calendar here on the left, address of the prospect or the customer, sales reps that it's assigned to, any kind of pending calls, completed calls, or any kind of opportunities would be listed here. In terms of contacts, any additional contacts within that organization will be listed here. Other information, these can actually be customized to your business structure. Here, I just put in a GIF, whether if I gave them a turkey or ham, the different client types. Opportunities, this is where you can add opportunities to the sales pipeline. And then I haven't played around with groups yet, but this is a new added area to the CRM system. Oh, one other thing I was going to show you, if you look here on the bottom left, where my cursor is right here on the bottom, this gives you the ability to move within screens. So if you click here on the bottom, you can move into the different areas of the software easier. Now, next to the Green Hands, the CRM system is our Customer Central. And I think you're going to like this area of the software because what it does, it brings the everything about a particular customer all into one screen. Okay, so go ahead and enter customer information. So basically, I entered the Smith Company. This is for demo purposes only, not a real customer of ours. And basically, it brings everything in. It brings the different sales pricing codes that I have for this customer, any kind of discount codes. On here on the bottom, toward the bottom, your aging information, what's due on the due date, the credit limit for this customer, and just pretty much everything about a customer. You have your credit analysis information. You can analyze the credit. In terms of the credit analysis, you have the AR detail, work order history, demo data. I mean, it's pretty into the details under the credit analysis report. Okay, and it's fully drillable, so you can double click on it and it goes down into the nitty gritty of everything. Well, maybe not that one, but contacts, any additional contacts with their email address for that particular customer. Work order histories for that customer, PM information, any kind of rentals for that customer. The red squares means that it's active. There's something active within that customer. Also from Customer Central, you can actually create an order, create a dispatch, open a work order directly from Customer Central. So it's a really nice feature that brings everything together. Next area was we went through Dispatch Central. We have the stack of papers, the document lookup, where you click here. We save all the documents in the system as a text format, like invoices, pick tickets, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm gonna click on one just so you can see. When you actually send this to a customer and print it out, it actually prints the letterhead above it. And all, if you have any legal mumbo jumbo or any sales contact information on the bottom, it'll have that populated on the bottom as well. But this just gives you a look to see how it looks. Where the star is, that's where you could create your favorites in the software, which will populate underneath the quick access toolbar. So I'm going to exit out of some of these screens by hitting the escape key. And what I'm going to do from right now, is I'm going to go back to work order. Okay, under the order entry, I'm going to go back to under order entry, and I'm going to create a basic order. Like I said, you have three options: a sell, return, or a quote. So I'm going to just click on sell and enter the customer information, which is my demo customer is going to be Smith. But instead of entering the number this time, the customer number, I'm going to create the SMID, see what comes up. Okay, so just by certain, first few letters of a name, when you hit enter, some options will come up. So here's what I'm going to choose as a Smith Company. And when I double click on it, you have your available credit, the address, and all the purchasing codes right here, the pricing codes, terms, and the rep assign. Now for this document type, you have a couple selections. Is this an open account, a credit card, paying cash? We're going to say this is open account. And what we're going to do for this one, we're going to create a rental for this customer. Now, one thing I want to say is that when you create an order, you can actually create a parts order and say you wanted to create an order all in the same order, which you can. What happens is we'll go ahead and invoice the parts aspect of it. The parts end of it will be invoiced, and then the rental aspect of it will actually be cycle billed. We'll keep cycle billing that. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and create a rental. Now for rental, you have an option of rental, overtime, one-time bill, demo, or you can actually reserve it. But we're going to go ahead and rent it. Now, equipment ID, we're going to go click on this button right here that says search equipment. And you're going to love this feature because what it does, it brings all your equipment in there every possible way. What we're going to do is we're going to search on available equipment for rent. You can choose new equipment, used equipment, and asset equipment, but we're going to choose rent. In the attributes area, you can create various different kind of attributes to select various different kinds of equipment. But for right now, we're just going to select rentable equipment. I'm going to search. All right, so status is available, so I'm just going to select one. All right, it says the unit has been reserved from 2015, February 2015 to March 2015. So I'm just going to say, yes, that's okay. Should have been back a long time ago. So when you double click it, the name of the equipment comes up, the model number, the hourly rate, daily rate, weekly rate. You can actually change it if you want to. You can actually lock these numbers in, but sometimes, if you have specific customers, you can give authorizations to certain people to go in there and actually, physically change the numbers. Description. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. Is this a normal rent? You can actually rent it with an operator, upgrade. So we're just going to do a normal rent. All right, so when we're done, we're going to go back out. It tells you that your customer's insurance is either expired or will expire within 30 days. We actually keep your insurance information in our document files, and then we're going to go ahead and process this return. So when we're finished adding that, we're going to go to the ship to area, verify all the information, and then we're going to end the order. You have the option to advance it, yes or no. Cycle frequency is monthly, weekly, 28 days. The delivery date, history. Are we going to create a reservation, activate contract? So what we're going to do is we're going to do it for 28 days. We're going to activate the contract, and then we're going to go ahead and create the order. So now the order has already been populated, 3923. All right, so from here, we're going to go to our stack of papers, and we're going to click on that. And the first one, it should be about 816, yes. So we're going to double click on it, and there's our rental order, so you can see. So that's, like I said, in the order entry, you can create, parts, rental, miscellaneous, labor, pretty much all the same way. You go through the same process. Now I'm going to skip over here, go next to the service area, which is Dispatch Central. And what I want to do is I'm going to show you how to log call in system, assign a tech, and then we're going to log in as the tech, and we're going to put parts on the particular problem, and then we're going to come back, close it out, and invoice it. Okay, so when you hit Dispatch Central, the call entry, it's going to ask for a customer. So I'm going enter my hold on. All right. I'm gonna use my Smith company. I know I wear them out pretty regularly. Unit ID. I'm just gonna select one. Hopefully, I can use that one. Now, if you don't have a customer's rental in your database, you could just enter that information right here. But since I just went ahead and been lazy and just selected one, I went ahead and just used my search system. Now, problem recorded by the customer. I'm gonna put an oil leak. Billing reference. Your options are needs purchase order, quote, warranty, not warranty complete. I'm gonna put needs purchase order. And then on action. So you have 3 options: add it to dispatch, open work order and add to dispatch, or work order is open. So for best practices, we're gonna go ahead and open the work order and add it to dispatch. Next, we're gonna assign the tech. F6 is gonna be your best friend in the system because you can press F6 in majority of the areas, and it'll list, like for example, on the technician, all the techs that I have in the system. So I'm going to use my friend Ron Hagen. Number 10, priority. Is this a dispatch, en route, on site, finished? We're going to go ahead and we're going to dispatch this. And then this is a field shop PM, field job. You have the call calendar. You can list that in here, but we're going to go ahead and just log the call. Oh, one thing before I log the call, I want to show you the machine characteristics area. Now, this lists all the characteristics of a particular machine or equipment. One thing you're going to like about this is that this is fully customizable. You can, put whatever you want in here. Just with our system, this is how we populated it. So just remind a little bit of a reminder, this all can be customizable. So we're going to go ahead and log the call. All right, now we're going to open the work order. So it's the type of sale. Is it an open account, credit card, paid in cash? We're going to go ahead and open the account. And for work order, we're going to select Morton 21. All right, that's the work order number. Be easy for me to find. Customer information, as your credit limit, your parts pricing codes, application. You have general, warranty, schedule, maintenance. We're going to say it's a general application, a field job, any kind of discount codes you might want to give them, and then it also has the equipment data below. Now, in terms of hour meter, let me see what I have. I have 3015, so I'm going to put 3016. All right. So step 2, the ship to address, the taxable codes. You have your sales rep information, technician number, estimated hours. I'm just going to say it's going to be 2 hours. And then I'm going to add it. All right, so call number 653. So the work order has been opened. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. It brings us back to Dispatch Central. So I'm going to go back here to our dispatch log. And I'm going to find the one that I just did, and that's Morton 21. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on it. And you can just, review it through here. You can actually view the work order and see the work order. So now what I'm going to do, and go back, is it's already been assigned. We assigned it to Mechanic 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log in as a technician. All right. Okay, now when I log in as a technician, the tabs on top, you have your field service area. They could view the work order segment, Dispatch Central, they can locate parts, customer inquiries, work order, pricing inquiries. But this Dispatch Central is going to be major important to them. When tech clicks open the Dispatch Central within their application, the dispatch log is going to come out. So all the dispatch items for this Mechanic 10 will be populated here. He'll be able to see every one of them and go down the list. So the one that I just did is this first one. So we're going to double click on it. So he can go in here and review it, and everything within the system will. So he decides it's going to need some sort of part. So the way you add a part to this work order is we're going to go over here, click on parts and labor. All right. So when we click on parts and labor, it's going to ask you to select a segment of the work order. We're going to click the first segment, which comes up. It's going to ask you to verify the hour meter, which is 3016. And then we're just going to go through the system. Work time, we're going to say this is a field labor. Total time, we're going to say, we said it was 2 hours. This is going to be regular time. You can also do overtime premium, but we're going to do regular time. And now over here on your parts, so we're going to say it's going to be, on my van we have 105178 as a part number, and it's going to bring this part number in. Okay, so now we can go here to show the detail if you want to. Not showing for some reason. So now what we're going to do from here, once we added the part, we're going to do what is called a work order checklist. So you can actually create the checklist, create customizable checklists. So what's going to happen is you'll go through here once the order is in order to complete the order. Okay, brakes, double click on this. No plug-in steering, we check that. We check everything here. We just double click it. Everything looks good. So the authorized signature is myself, and then the information here. Total number of trips, we selected 1 trip, and we're going to go ahead and create a document if everything looks fine here. All right. So what happens is it pops up here. It's going to ask for a signature. So electronically, you can go ahead electronically and have them sign off on it. All right. And after the signature is complete, all right, so it brings the signature in, and it's going to ask you, do you want to print the document or do you want to email the document directly? So you can actually email the document. You can also attach some marketing materials as well. If I get the email. Oh, the reason it didn't email is because I'm not on our network. That's right. Okay, so now that has been completed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to log out as the field tech, and we're going to go back and we're going to close it out and invoice it. All right, so now I'm going to log back in. And I'm going to go back to Dispatch Central. I'm going to click under the dispatch log and go down here to the bottom where it has the $$ menu. And I'm going to click on that, and it should have my Morton 21, which is right here. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to review everything, and I'm going to close it out and invoice it. So if I review everything, you can hear on the closeout, on the final header, you have your customer information, the work order information, discount codes, your time and material information for labor's part miscellaneous, customer information, invoice, your gross profit, salesman information, and the equipment that was serviced. And your operation, we're going to close it. But before we close it, we're going to click over here to detail maintenance. And here's where you can see what was put on. Like we put the one part on there. You can actually do the labor detail. You can review that, review the labor detail, any kind of miscellaneous, which is none, internal notes. We didn't have anything. So, and then any kind of customer specific information. So we're finished with it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to close it out. It gives you a pop-up warning, says warning, this option will create a work order invoice. Are you sure you want to do this? We're going to click yes. And then now if we go over to our stack of papers, our document lookup, we can actually review the text version of the invoice. So here you can see the field labor charges, the part that was put on there, the taxes and everything for that particular customer. So that's logging into a call, dispatching a call, assigning a tech to it, opening up a work order, logging out, logging in as a field tech, completing the job, adding a part to it, logging out from the field tech and logging back in, go through the dollar screen to invoice it, review it, and close it out. So that right there is the service area of the software. And from there, that ends our high-level overview of the software. If you would like a more thorough software demonstration, please feel free to contact us at 713-939-1000. We can give you a more thorough departmental demonstration, or we would like to understand your business more and then customize the software to meet your business requirements. We can do that as well. We would actually prefer that part of it. So as discussed, as reminder, this is just a high-level general overview of EBS software and some of our capabilities, but the software can do a lot more. Thank you again for your time and have a great day.